Hi, it's Amy with Nourished Balance. I am a holistic nutritionist and I'm back on here to share some wellness tips for you here at Aya and for all the nurses. And today we're going to be talking about food quality. When we usually look at food, we've been told to look at calories or to look at points or to look at how the vitamins and minerals, and we've just kind of made nutrition so confusing. And if we were to really just make it go back to the simple steps of what is it that the body needs for nourishment, we would start to see that it's just real food. So real food means food that comes from the earth, and that's actually what the human body is designed to run on. And what I'm talking about is things that are really from the garden and foods that come from the outside perimeter at your grocery store. So we're looking at fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, whole grains, and by that I don't mean like breads and pasta, but I mean more so like beans and brown rice and quinoa, and then also looking at really high quality animal protein if you do eat animal protein. And so again, the less packaged food that we eat, the less processed food that we eat, the better the body's going to function. Food can either be one of the greatest forms of medicine, it can really heal the body, or it can really create a lot of dysfunction in the body, which can lead to lots of the health issues that we see today. And one of the things as we come into Thanksgiving that I really want to bring in is that we've become so disconnected from where our food comes from. We just go to the grocery store and we just pick up our stuff, and we don't even really take time to think what it took to get the food to the grocery store or where our food comes from. And that disconnect actually plays a role in our own relationship with food. So one of the ways that we can start to recognize where our food comes from and just bring a little bit more gratitude for the food that we get to eat every single day is to take just a minute before you eat and just kind of think about where your food came from, everything that went into the food. So thinking about even like the fact that we had to have good soil and the air and the water, and having the farmers take care of the food, and someone had to pick the food and get it to the grocery store. Sorry, we have a plane. Get it to the grocery store, and then someone had to cook that food for you. And there's just so many steps that go into the process that we really don't think about. Just want to make sure you can hear me. Whereas before the corporatization of food and before we had all these big box grocery stores, we actually used to know where our food came from. We actually used to have to work for our food, which made us appreciate it so much more. So we're really fortunate to have all this amazing food, and if we can just take a moment to think about what we're grateful for or just recognize where our food comes from, that can actually start to create a healthier relationship with food as well. The second thing that you can do to bring more appreciation to your food or to get closer to your food, really know where it comes from, is to go visit a farmer's market. It's the best way to see what's in season, what's happening locally, and to connect with your local farmers to really have a relationship or connect to where your food comes from. So even if you did that once a month, there's farmers markets all over the country, and you can usually just look for them online. And in 2 weeks from now, I believe it's 2 weeks, we're actually going to take a little trip to the farmers market and do a Facebook Live for you to kind of share how to navigate the farmers market and to share a little bit on what you can find there. So hope you guys got some tips. Remember, as we go into Thanksgiving, it's a lot easier to think about gratitude right now, but that's one thing that we often take for granted, and it really makes a difference in how we relate to our food when we can acknowledge how amazing it is to have that food to be nourishing our bodies. So we're open for questions. If anyone has questions, we'll be open for questions here on the call. And if you're watching this as a recording, you can definitely chime in the comments, and we'd be happy to answer the questions for you. Could be about this, or if you have questions for our upcoming farmers market trip, we'd be happy to answer those for you too. So thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great Friday, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thank you.